TAPMI is TAPMI, okay? Location doesn't matter. TAPMI Manipal or Bangalore are basically one institution at two campuses.
A lot of industry practitioners coming in teaching, so 20-30% of the teaching will actually happen by industry practitioners who are currently in the industry.
I want to be very clear. So we are not going to have a cutoff of the entrance score.
Guys, I'm sitting with people who've designed a very new and amazing course that I've just got to know about, and we're going to discuss about that in this video in detail. So these are the people, esteemed people who have created and designed a course called MBA in Technology Management. It's being offered by TAPMI Bangalore. It's the same sister institute of TAPMI Manipal, but they have come up with a new MBA course which is suited for people who have 2 to 7 years of work ex in IT. Right. So generally हम क्या देखते हैं MBA में कि a lot of people, a major chunk of people come with IT work ex. Now, there are few people who want to go back to IT with better roles and higher salaries, roles like project management, pre-sales, and all these, IT business roles, adding value in IT in a managerial and business way. This course is very well suited for, such people. And first of all, I'll ask everyone, these people actually have lots of corporate experience, academic experience. They have been involved with TAPMI Manipal for a long time as well. And I'm going to ask each one of them to introduce themselves. So we have Surya sir. Could you please tell the viewers about yourself?
I am Surya Mahadevan. I am a faculty here at TAPMI in the marketing and sales functional area. I've been with TAPMI for the last 8-9 years. Before I joined TAPMI, I was in corporate. I was playing leadership roles in telecom industry. So at TAPMI, I am responsible for managing the brand and managing the executive education.
My name is Rahul Dighe. I teach supply chain management and technology management at TAPMI, and those are two areas that I have been passionate about and working in for the past several years. So I had my own company for 2 years, Optimal Point, and it was fairly successful. Post that, I've been spending a lot of time with corporates in India, including IBM for about a decade, Persistent Systems, which got listed about 12 years back, really doing very well. My passion, the reason I got back to teaching academic world, is that I thought that we learn so much from in the industry which may be relevant for students, and they can accelerate, they can fast forward their learning and their careers. So that's the reason I'm at TAPMI, and very happy to be associated with this program, and really excited about students who can join us in this program.
I'm Selvaraj. I have been with TAPMI for the last 3 years, and prior to this, in TAPMI I teach subjects in the area of information systems and analytics. My interest is in the area of electronics, starting from electronics all the way up to computing systems and today information systems, and how these technologies can be leveraged for business. And in fact, that is the focus that brought me into a business school for academic role.
So I am the Dean of TAPMI Bangalore. Prior to that, I was with TAPMI Manipal almost 10 years now. MBA Technology Management was something that we were very passionate about. We had been planning to do it at TAPMI Manipal. So as you know and as you have said, TAPMI Manipal or Bangalore are basically one institution at two campuses. When we started TAPMI Bangalore as a campus, initially we were very clear that we wanted to curate programs for TAPMI Bangalore which will suit the ecosystem, just not announce anything. So the first program we had was the BBA Honors program. And the second program that we are now starting at TAPMI Bangalore is the MBA Technology Management. And the reason we have started MBA Technology Management at Bangalore instead of Manipal is a very simple one. The ecosystem that is available at Bangalore. Bangalore is the best place to use this. We want to exploit the whole startup and tech ecosystem at Bangalore for this program. And the proof of it is the team, that 3 people that you just saw, and also Mr. Sridhar Pai, who actually joined us as a consultant for designing this program. So we involved him in this consultant. So I request Sridhar to introduce himself.
Now, so in terms of my background, Abhishek, I've actually fairly enterprising background of about 28 years, where I built 3 companies, mostly abroad, shut down one, and sold another, and now I'm running a third one. In my consulting space in the last 20 odd years, I've had the opportunity of working with more than 100 startups. And so entrepreneurship has, talking to founders, entrepreneurs and so on has been a day in and day out affair for me. It's not only a passion, it's also something I've been living and breathing, as they say. So that has given me this incredible insight into why some entrepreneurs succeed, why some fail. And the entire thing, many times I feel, is learning that is just going down the drain. Unless you actually encapsulate that into programs and make it a rigorous schedule and put it into a formal structure so that people can learn from it and new business leaders and new entrepreneurs can benefit from it, I thought it was actually going, wasted. When I spoke to Professor Aditya and some of our colleagues here, we felt that there's an opportunity to create a learning program that can benefit, and that's part of the reason this whole engagement came together, including this definition of the program for technology management.
Of course, there are a lot of MBA courses in the market right now, but coming from a very good brand like TAPMI, and like you said, in a way, the motto of launching this course, what makes this course different from, say, other courses in the market?
If you get into the business in an organization, the way it happens is that there are some business processes at a high level and there are information systems which help these business processes to happen. So there is technology all the way in all the business processes. So any organization, when we talk about business, there is an information system underneath and technology underneath. Now, the intensity and the magnitude of this technology's impact is growing by the day, by the minute. So today there is no organization which can escape being closer to technology, and any kind of work that people do, especially in this context, business managers, they need to have a flair for technology and be able to leverage this technology for good results. So a program of this sort is going to aid in this effort, right? So it will create good awareness, which even a general purpose MBA program can do. But over and above that, this course has a little bit more intensity in terms of the depth of technology and the gamut of technologies that we cover, so that the students are well grounded in the technologies currently in use and which are likely to be impacting business. So that will be the focus, so that students are well equipped to make right choices. And there are two kinds of roles these business professionals can play once they go out, right? One, they can play a role of a consultant, consulting companies in these decisions, or they can be managers and leaders of their own merit and be able to make choices or take the help of consultants and make the right decisions. So in both ways, this kind of a course will help. And just to conclude, the critical role that is there is, as Sridhar mentioned, there is so much of startups coming up and happening already. And so there is this product management, which is very critical. That is one part of it. And there are a whole bunch of service organizations which are ecosystem for these product companies. So they need a lot of service offerings to be created. So both in terms of defining products and service offerings to be identified, this course will be very handy. And that is where we would like to focus, and all our other details are all keeping this in mind. So that way this tends to stand out from the rest of the MBA programs.
Well, excellent, Selvaraj. Just to add to a couple of points to what Selvaraj is saying, I think India, if you look at it carefully, we are at a point where we are advancing from a very well-established IT industry, which is currently doing about $195 billion in terms of contribution to the economy. And if you look at the domestic software from the tech perspective, it's another $40-odd billion. So that's where we are today. But we have to understand that we have not really been at the driving seat of creating intellectual property, creating businesses, managing technology so far. Absolutely. We have been consuming in large extent. We now see an opportunity because the economy is going to move to the next level, thanks to the government policies and so on, where technology management and product management, services management kind of products can be actually evolved from an India perspective and taken to the world. We believe that that's a step function in terms of how the economy is growing from the IT industry perspective. When this happens, you need to introduce fresh thinking in the minds of the budding business leaders. Because these guys are not just going to adopt a technology that's been already well entrenched and mainstream elsewhere, but we now need to customize that for Indian markets, become leaders so that this, because Indian market itself is very large, it's not a small market. So this, we need to understand that. We also want to take away the pains of, companies having to bring in business grads and then train them for the long haul. We want these guys to become much more ready in terms of how they can manage technology, how they can take ownership of technology, how they can drive the technology roadmap, be it a product or a service. So I think those are the aspects we felt were missing in mainstream MBA programs, right? And that is the difference that we want to bring in. And I think with the necessary industry thinking, those changes can be done. That's the whole idea in which this whole team has come together and defined the curriculum for that program.
Perfect. You spoke about curriculum. My next question is on that. Since you will have also people who are sure of what they want from the MBA program, because these are people with already 2 to 7 years of IT work experience. So how do you plan to offer them also academically industry relevant courses? Who are these people who will be offering them? And if you could speak a little bit about the course structure.
Course structure is sort of unique in a way that we have a 3-tiered structure where we we will provide students a basic management education, which may be a little abridged because it still is a 2-year course. Then they will learn current technologies, and by current we are talking about technologies that are evolving today, or maybe they have come onto the horizon in the last 2 to 3 years or 5 years. So that way they are ready to actually take into the world, get into the world and figure out where are opportunities for implementing or adopting technologies. Not only be driven by people, technologies typically are driven by specs, programmers are driven by specs, but identifying what users need is something best done by management graduates, is what we believe. And that is why the course structure actually has a lot of industry practitioners coming in, teaching. So 20-30% of the teaching will actually happen by industry practitioners who are currently in the industry, not people like me who have stepped out. Also, we have labs set up for delivering courses, in the sense that if you talk about fintech, then we will have Bloomberg Terminal and things like that. We are in the process of setting up those labs where people can learn current supply chain e-commerce technologies, be it Shopify or payment gateways, things like that, where they will play hands-on and actually create use cases, actually create sort of dummy businesses or technology adoption scenarios. So that is a key differentiator. The other part is that they will have very long live internships. So what happens through that is, through the immersive internships, they actually constantly, whatever they are learning, they will actually be able to apply that and test out how much they have learned and get feedback from the industry in terms of, rather than having the scenario. Let me contrast it with what we have today, is that there is typically a summer internship. So the summer internship happens after 1 year, and then there is another gap. When you have long-term live internships, you constantly get to figure out while you are learning what it is that I am missing, I did not pick up, right? And I should have picked up in the previous course. So that is another important part. Also, all the students will have an industry mentor actively working in the industry. So every student will have, maybe we will have about 10 or 15 mentors who will handle 5 to 6 students each. So throughout the program, they will have this mentorship. And since this will be a point in their careers where they are looking to pivot, they will be students who would have maybe done programming or done some pre-sales work, etc. Maybe implemented SAP or some similar systems, but then they are looking to pivot and broaden their horizons. I mean, you go back to education versus skilling. The difference is that education is broad-based, and that's what they will come here for. And from here, then there are several paths that again fork out from the institutes, which they can take. Like Professor Selvaraj said, they can get into consulting, they can get into product management. And I think product management is a very key skill which is lacking in India, and we will equip those students with that. Right? So these are some of the differentiators. So to recap, a lot of industry interaction with people working in the industry, live case studies and use cases that the practitioners will bring in and our students will learn. And then we have the flagship lab. A differentiating factor, another one, we did some research on who's offering what, right, across the globe. And I think pretty much I find that a program of this kind, which has this unique blend 3-tier structure of industry verticals and the core management skills and technology primers, right? That is pretty unique. So personally, I'm very excited about this. I'm sure that when students join, when they look at the course curriculum and talk to us during the interview process, I'm sure they will like what they hear from us.
By actually bringing into comparison or context a regular MBA program and the MBA technology management program. So what are the big differences between the two? What is the design principle? A typical management program is sector neutral, and the entire knowledge in terms of how to run a business enterprise is taught from a functional filter. Therefore, you learn marketing, you learn finance, and you learn HR. So different disciplines you learn, and in the process you try and understand how a business works. But the world is very different today. So that's a very broad-based kind of knowledge that is imparted in a typical management program. The MBA technology management program is bringing in two important additional dimensions. The first important additional dimension is in terms of technology. The world is right now getting transformed, particularly by technology. It is innovation and technology cutting across different sectors that is changing the world. So you hear about fintech, you hear about edutech, you hear about health tech. So every single sector is getting disrupted and transformed with technology. Therefore, the students, when they join an organization, how much of technology do they understand and how much do they need to learn on the job? And we are trying to see if we can create a higher level of technology understanding when they join the organization, so that they are in a position to look at the possibilities that the technology brings in, and they are then able to combine their management knowledge and their technology knowledge to bring about new business models, new product models, and so on. Therefore, the technology is the big differentiator. The second dimension is the sectoral understanding. Therefore, in our program, we have not only the management disciplines are taught, and then you have a technology layer, and then we have a third layer in terms of sectoral knowledge. So we have taken the three prominent sectors, which is finance, retail, and health. These are the three sectors we have chosen, and the students can choose one of the three and specialize in that. And in the event he joins that particular sector, he is sitting on very high level of knowledge, both in terms of technology and in terms of the sectoral characteristics and the sectoral nuances. Therefore, what he brings to table, the value that he can add in his role is very different from a plain vanilla management student. So we are talking about a different kind of a talent that is now available to the industry, because they go through a structured or a layered level of learning in the technology management program.
So sir has now highlighted the specializations within this specialized MBA program. New age specializations like fintech and health, digital, of course. Fintech is digital, and digital health, if I can call it, will be offered here. So this is amazing. Sir, you talked about long-term internships. Now, for a better understanding of the viewers, how long, what is the duration of these internships, and when will these happen?
And so we have a structured internship of 12 weeks, sorry. We have a 12 weeks structured internship, which is the summer internship. But that's not the only place where the student is going to engage with the industry. And that's what Professor Dighe was trying to say. So what we have is, first and foremost, we'll start with live projects. Okay, from term 2 itself, each student will be starting to work on a live project with a live company. Okay, this will be in addition to what he is doing in the classroom, so that his skills are enhanced. We have something called as the IT social project, where what we are deciding is we are going to engage with a lot of NGOs, because TAPMI as a school believes in satisfying or completing its social responsibilities. It is an extremely important aspect for us. We are one of the key members of PRIME and PRME, UN PRME, and we have embraced SDGs completely as a school as well as the university. So each of the students will be working on a separate IT social project individually, and in the part of the IT social project they will be connected with the NGO, and they will work for almost 6 months on trying to enhance the social presence of the NGO so that it can reach to the right people. Okay, it will be easier for them. So this is something that each one of do. What are we trying to do here? First, they will understand what are the needs of this sector, because most of the times people are looking only towards the corporate sector, whereas the social sector is a huge sector with huge amount of funding and a lot of opportunities available, which we want them to introduce. Second thing, this is the first time they would be doing some consulting.
Okay.
And though it is pro bono, the experience of consulting that they will get through that is great.
Absolutely.
Then at the end of year 1, they go for a 12 weeks of summer internship in the area of their choice, whether it's fintech, any area, any IT sector. And then again from term 4 and 5, we are expecting them to continue with the internship. So we are not asking the companies to close the internship. We are saying, asking the companies to extend the internship to convert it into a live project. So that extension is what we want them to continue, so that the learning of the student is not hampered because of the time span. Right now internships, the problem we experienced with internship is that after that 8 weeks, which is the normal internship period, the student is basically disconnected, so he is neither learning completely on the job nor else, but here we are trying to utilize it extensively. So that's how we have structured it. Plus semester 6, students have an option of either choosing 3 courses or going for a full-fledged winter internship. Okay, so that is an option. It's not compulsory for everyone. Whereas summer internship is compulsory. If a student wants, we are ready to convert. Semester 6 is something which is available to him to convert into a winter internship. So that option is also available. So we are introducing a lot of on-the-job aspects here.
I would like to ask one question. So you said that if a company is interested in continuing the internship for someone after June, then this students can allow to do that.
Yes. So what we are saying is, those student has to come back to the campus for here, because the classes have to run. We are asking the companies to convert it into a live project. So the student will continue engaged with the company in the form of a live project. So the same internship can extend. He can continue contributing. So we are completely open to that.
Now, I assume the first batch is going to start, going to come into the campus in 2024, around May, June, July. So could you tell something about the admission process? What is the admission process like?
See, the big difference in the MBA technology management program in terms of eligibility to join the program is coming from the work experience that we are defining. So students who want to join this program need to have a minimum of 2-year work experience. And we're also looking at working professionals who have an aptitude for technology. Their current job is already in some kind of a technology role, and they're looking at a long-term career in a kind of a job role which has got hybrid kind of a potential, combining both management and technology. The admission process is common across all the programs. Therefore, we take into account whatever is the minimum scores that are achieved in the entrance examination. That is followed by a group discussion and a PI. And then we have a second level of interview where we really try and assess the candidate's aptitude and his ability to embrace this program. So it's a different program. It's a niche program. There are certain desirables for this particular program. Therefore, in the second part of the interview, we would try and assess whether the student has appetite and has got the aptitude for taking up the MBA technology management program.
TAPMI is TAPMI, okay, location doesn't matter. So the admission process for all the TAPMI programs, including the MBA technology management, is same. It is happening centrally, happens together. The application form is same. Students, while applying, you will see when you apply to TAPMI, this option is available to them. They can choose one of the options. So TAPMI in total is offering 6 MBA programs: MBA General, MBA BKFS, MBA HR, MBA Marketing, MBA IB. These are the 5 which are being currently offered at Manipal, and the MBA of Technology Management, which is offered in Bangalore. Okay, and I have already discussed why Bangalore is the location we chose. Now, 2 things I want to clarify about this admissions process. First is, we are not going to have any cutoff of the entrance score. I want to be very clear. So we are not going to have a cutoff of the entrance score, and I will elaborate why I am doing it. So anyone who is passionate about technology can apply. Second thing I am would like to clarify is, this is the perception about technology is it is for engineers. That is not. Okay. We are having a program of technology management. This is not a replacement for an MTech or an MS. This is an MBA in technology management. We are looking at people who are passionate about technology. Someone who has, let's say, studied arts and is currently working as an HR in a company, but is really passionate about technology and is implementing technology in their roles, is welcome for this program because they have the right attitude for this program. Okay, knowledge we will provide. right? That's the whole idea of the 2 years. Attitude is what is important for us. So for their interest in technology, their passion about technology, their interest to engage technology to enhance the efficiency of their output is what this is. So the tagline of this program itself says, embrace technology, enhance business. Okay, that is what, and that is the focus of this, right? So now, but how are we going to identify it? So this program will have one more round of interview. So the general round of interview that is conducted for all across, for all the programs is common. At the end of that, we will have one more round of interview, which we intend to conduct in person. And we will be traveling to various locations. Right now we have identified locations are, they might change based on number of applications from each place, but the locations identified are basically Delhi, Noida or Gurgaon, whichever we have not yet decided. But NCR region, then Mumbai, Pune, Bangalore, we already have a location, so we don't have to worry about it. Hyderabad, Chennai, Kolkata, right? These are currently we have identified. We might even, we are ready to increase the numbers also. That's not a problem of location. So we will be traveling there, preferably in the month of March. And we will, this second round of interview will actually be face to face. It will be a fairly, slightly longer, because we want to really assess the students' interest in this program. See, I will be very frank with you. I don't want a situation where a student wrongly chooses this program for, because he believes it's right, and then regrets it later. So we are very clear on that. So that is that's how the admissions process will happen.
Amazing. I'd like to highlight a few prominent things that Sir has said for you guys. First of all, as Sir had said earlier, and now it becomes very clear, this is not a new college. Same institution, new campus. So once you fill a form for TAPMI, for any of the courses, you'll also get an option to apply for MBA in Technology Management. Yes. And if you identify with what Sir said, it is not for people with tech work experience only, it is not for engineers only, which is a bold thing which all of you have actually done for this college. If you're passionate about technology, even if you're someone like me, who's from a non-engineering background, but if you're passionate about technology, Sir, these guys will actually evaluate that, but if you're passionate, you have the chance to apply here and study here. Yeah. So this is again an amazing thing, and I'm very sure the alumni of all of you, of TAPMI, Manipal, will come in handy to actually help you. So could you also tell a little bit about that? Because I was also here to also interview TAPMI BBA honors students, and alumni were engaged with them very prominently. They've already bagged 2 internships, and these were TAPMI alumni had a lot of important role to play in this. TAPMI alumni are sitting across, head of, roles in IT companies. It's always been a college which has got bulk of premier IT roles since it started, since 1990. So how are they going to help students in, getting whatever they want out of this course?
So, Abhishek, first and foremost, okay, we are always very sure we are not going to demand our alumni to recruit our students, okay, whether it's our undergrad, postgrad, never. What we want our alumni to help our students to understand what's happening in the industry. So at the BBA Honors, we have the Alumni Mentorship Program. Here we have slightly tweaked. Here we have an industry mentorship program, okay. So we are going to get a live industry professional, slightly at a senior level, to mentor each student, and each student will have only one mentor. One mentor will have only one student, one mentee, not bulk of them. So this will help them to understand what's happening on the ground. Again, there is no demand in terms of internships of placements from that person. We want to engage our alumni extensively for this purpose, so that these both of them can learn. Like Professor Dige already said, we want to have at least 30% of our courses fully taught by industry professionals, especially our electives. We want our industry professionals to come and teach all the tech management courses. Plus, in our other courses, which will be taught by internal faculty, we have made a decision to have at least 30% of the course content taught by industry professionals. And in this space is where we will be inviting a lot of our alumni to engage and help us out. So as much as possible, we are, and I would, in front of you, I would say that, okay, TAPMI alumni have been really helpful, and there has never been an instance where we reached out to them and they have said no. So that is something I thank them for all the support that they have.
A glimpse of that actually. I am already actually impressed by this new course. I would like to know from Sridhar sir, because you are actually an industry practitioner. Yeah. Of course, you've helped in designing the course, but what is your view of whatever this course has developed into right now and what you can foresee in the coming few years?
I think that, sometimes the markets have a need that they either A, don't recognize, or B, they don't identify, or C, they don't articulate. So, believe it or not, and I've had a fairly long experience in multiple of the industry phases of growth in the last 2 decades, so I can tell you this with confidence, that even this moment, there are gaps in the market that not everybody recognizes. Why does that happen? That happens because mostly once the business becomes day-to-day routine, whether it's a management institute or a company or a large corporation or a Fortune 500 business, you get busy with the logistics of the everyday, getting the routines and your number-driven quarterly numbers, and so that consumes you. So you need to step out of this rat race, if you will, and watch. Even Bill Gates was doing this. He had this annual retreat for 5 days or 7 days of thinking time. So we normally don't do that in industries as a practice, but that is something that one should. When you do that, you recognize that this is the way the industry is going, this is the way the academics or the other lines are preparing business leaders for tomorrow. There's a gap, and so that kind of thing happens only when you step out. So to answer your question, I think either by design or by accident, we began to assemble ourselves in the last maybe 12 months or so and came up with this, hey, this is something we need to really research and figure out if this is something worth building. And I'm looking back and saying that this, it's a very impressive, hard to beat type of a combination of factors that have come together. I don't want to blow my trumpet, but I'm telling you that I think it's open for investigation. Anybody can come and examine the curriculum and the way, like Professor Aditya just mentioned. I think the aspects of, let's say, the existing industry, people coming in and mentoring, existing industry practitioners coming in and teaching some of the elements of the course, as well as an upgradation of the whole thing, plus sector-wise focus. These are a unique combination of things that we believe will fill that gap that the industry has recognized. And I think, there will be more. We'll figure out how and we'll adapt as the market changes. But I'm quite excited about the whole proposition, the new combination of things. And, if I wish I was, if I were young, I would have started this program myself, joining this.
Today you have recruiters going to the management campus and recruiting graduates at different levels. A high proportion of the management graduates join at the middle management level, and then whatever is the demand that the industry has got for someone who knows business, someone who has experience in business, someone who understands technology, that part of the demand is currently being fulfilled through lateral recruitment. Therefore, you have industry now recruiting someone with 5, 6, 7 years of work experience in a similar kind of a technology, and then creating the managerial or the decision-making layer. So we believe that the MBA technology management is actually creating an opportunity for many of the recruiters to take students, to take graduates who already have a good understanding of the technology. Therefore, we definitely believe that our graduates are going to be joining at a much higher level in terms of their ability to contribute to the business, in terms of their ability to take business decisions. They're definitely going to be joining at a slightly higher level than a typical management graduate.
Amazing answers I've had. Guys, I'd like to highlight that you can already see. First of all, I'm very grateful that I got to cover this new course. Secondly, I'm sure you yourself will identify with the fact that so much of sweat, intellect, experience and effort has been put into designing this course. These are actually stalwarts of the academics and corporate world. Like Sir said, he has founded, sold and he's ran companies from the start when IT was a new thing in India. And Aditya has been involved with TAPMI. All of you have been involved with TAPMI. I'm very sure this course will, rise up the ranks among the best MBA courses in the market, not just MBA technology management. If you have any questions, please reach out to me in comments. I'll connect with them and try to get them answered. Of course, needless to say, now, if you are interested in technology management and a career in technology, if you've identified that with yourself, you should apply to this course and stay safe and take care.